Well, I guess it could be called a myriad of names. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're starting off. We're starting off. We're good. We're good. Count me down. We're good. All right, we're live. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to disclose the new strategy, the 821 curl. We're going to go through all of that and a lot more. We're going to share with you our precise daily stock levels, our game plan in Forex, our full stock analysis, as well as my thoughts on my recent put plays. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Have so many great things to share with you today, including new strategies. And you have to understand, why are these strategies being created? I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to share it with you, and then I'm going to give you my precise daily stock levels, and then I'm going to show you my game plan, and then I'm going to show you if I have any Forex trades, and I'm going to share all that with you and more. But there's one thing you need to do for me first, and that is, of course, you need to agree to sign your soul over to myself. By watching this video, you agree to hold Mark Melnick harmless, not liable for anything that you hear, listen to, read, smell, touch, feel, portrayed towards, on anything that you see on this video. If you do not agree to hold me harmless and unliable without question to anything, you must exit this video immediately. And if you do agree, you have to write down everything I said, sign it on a piece of paper, and have it notarized in 3 different banks. Well, since I was such a pain in the butt for you to go and get it notarized and hit pause and rewind a bunch of times so you could hear exactly what I'm saying, it would only be fair if I brought something over to you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it all the time. You've heard it all the time. As the market evolves, you got to change with the market, they tell you. You got to evolve with the market. The market is a living, breathing organism. You know, it farts, uses the toilet, eats hoagies, and watches Sunday, football on Sunday. But really, what does that mean when you have to evolve and change with the market? It means you have to utilize new strategies. If you don't, you're just going to eventually, inevitably, fall behind. Most traders who don't realize that have not been in the game 20 years. I think if you've really been in the game since like any year before 2000, and granted, I just barely made it with 1999. The reason why I say that is because we saw the NASDAQ shoot to 5,000. We saw the NASDAQ drop to what, 11, 1200? Like, we saw that, and then we saw it come all the way back up and higher. So you really got to see it all. And by all, I know traders with 40 years experience can refer to things as well. But I mean, you really needed to see that to understand that a lot of the strategies will always change. With changing and evolving with the market, you must discover strategies that work consistently, not that make you money, that work consistently. If you're a trader who thinks that you could be right 50% of the time and make money, yeah, you can, mathematically speaking. You are going to burn out faster than a piece of toast that you keep hitting the down button in and waiting to pop. You're going to start a fire. You're going to burn out. You're not going to be in the industry. You ever hear that most people in the financial industry can't last more than 8 years or 10 years or 6 years? You've heard all the numbers before, that most people who are in any financial job burn out real quickly. What I am trying to do is I'm trying to show you that you do not need to burn out. By being consistent, you will not burn out. I said it a million times. I would rather be 80% right this year, up over $1 million, which I sort of hit my goals a little early this year. Um, I would rather be right 80% of the time and make $1 million than be right 50% of the time and make $5 million. And when I say this, most traders think I'm a mathematical imbecile. They're like, Mark Melnick, why would you want to make 4 million less dollars just because you were wrong more often and you weren't as consistent? You know why? Because making $5 million on 50% consistency and me wanting to continue trading is going to give me a huge opportunity to blow away a lot of my earnings. To blow away a lot of my earnings. So if somebody could help Carlos in the room here, just get this man to watch this video or post the YouTube video for him, please. If you guys don't mind sharing a link or the Facebook video, thank you. Um, so with that being said, I'm here for the long run. There are a lot of traders. You ever hear traders use the word retire? How many times, those traders who use retire? Those traders use the word retire because they are going to burn out. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys. Thank you, Josh and Jay, Dave and Jimmy. Thank you. I don't know about you guys, but how many of you guys want to trade for the rest of your life? Okay, you're 90. Maybe you are or are not trading, but how many of you guys foresee, even if you retire, being involved with the market and trading for the rest of your life? How many of you guys want that? Making money? I do. This is the greatest job in the world if you're consistent. So when I hear traders talk about the word retire, whatever strategy they're utilizing, they are burning themselves out. If you use the word retire, you are burning yourselves out. Now, there's a difference when you want to retire and still actively trade for even half an hour a day. Or whatever it is, that's tremendously different. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like logging off, done, you're holding maybe long term swings or whatever, and you're just done trading and you just step back. You know, following Mark Melnick is like a lifestyle because I am not going to burn you out. If you follow what I'm doing, you are not going to burn out. You're going to put yourself in for the long run. You're going to put yourself, the tortoise they find on the Galapagos Islands who are alive for over 200 years. That's what I want to turn you into, the tortoise. And even though I'm having the best start of my year, the best start in my career this year for like the beginning of the year, I think I was going back. If I took my 5 best Januaries ever, my 5 best Januaries ever, I am up over 4 times that at the moment for this year. Maybe I should retire, right? No. I'm going to help you evolve with this market. I'm going to show you a strategy, and I'm going to continue to show you strategies as long as you watch these Newsbeat shows. Stay tuned. I am going to show you new strategies all the time. Now, I will say it once, this strategy is in its beta testing. I did a little back testing, not as much as I wanted, but I call it the 821 curl. Now, it was first brought to my attention from a member in the room, which is very common. But I want to show you something of what I was looking, and it's based on a 5-minute chart. So I'm going to literally show you every way to do the strategy. Now, this is based on news names. What is it? It's really clipped out, isn't it? Weird. It's really like, all right. Well, either way, um, there. Okay. So this is how it starts. 5-minute chart. This is what you need. You need a 5-minute chart, an exponential moving average, an 8 exponential moving average, and a 21 exponential moving average. Okay. You go to freestockcharts.com. It's very simple. You could put it up. 2, take a name with positive or negative news, or slash and be part of the Newsbeat live room. Because again, I'll tell you how to do it yourself, but when I apply the statistics, I only apply them to the names I trade. Obviously, I don't know the names you trade. So I'm telling you how to find the names you trade, whether or not you want to be part of the room or not. To me, it's an eventuality. Everybody has to, try their hand at this at least once. And we will show you how to be consistent with new strategies. Step 3. Um, we're going to use the example if it's, let's say, if negative news, and you do the opposite for positive news. So this is just for example because I was shorting some names recently. That's why I'm using negative news for example. Make sure that dot 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 the ADMA, which is the exponential moving average, um, on the 5-minute chart, the ADMA is below the 21 EMA. B, the 8 EMA goes above the 21. It's so easy, the strategy. Figuring it out is the hard part. And again, I utilized a member of the room. Again, I give credit to a member of the room, and I was basically trying to enhance what he does. I can usually take other people's strategies and find more consistencies in it because I have a I like statistical analysis. You're talking to a college dropout. I'm not like some Harvard nerd, but the 8 EMA goes above the 21 EMA. The 8 EMA goes below the 21, and I'll show you examples. I'm going to move this gorgeous mug that only a mother could love over here. The 8 EMA goes below the 21 EMA. D, go short. That's it. That's it. Now, um, I'm going to tweet this out to the Twitter users. I'm going to tweet this out to the Twitter users. And if you are not part of the Newsbeat live room, just hit print screen and you'll get it. Okay. So it's called the 821 curl. And I'm trying to develop more of a consistent measure using a 5-minute chart. Now, let's show you. It's very simple. I'm going to show you how simple it is right now. And if you like this video, look, guys, honestly, I know what they say like on YouTube. First of all, I am not a solo Facebook or YouTube star. I am not. I mean, I'm a trader. I'm not making kids videos. I'm not, taking the Clorox tablet challenge. I'm not showing half naked women. To me, I don't get paid a single penny for you watching this video. I don't make money on the monetization of these videos. I don't. But you want to know what motivates me to do this more? After I show you the answers and I show you how well this strategy works with the names I trade, hit like, leave a comment, tell me you like it. That's what motivates me. People ask me all the time, like, Mark, you make so much money trading. Why the insert expletive word here are you doing this job? And I love helping other people. So if you really enjoy this content, tell me why you like it. If you don't enjoy it, thumbs me up and tell me why you don't like it. I'll give you different content. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste my time. I have a I'm like a 2.5-month-old upstairs. Okay, so back to it. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to move my mug back over here. All right, so I'm going to show you a name yesterday, and then I'm going to show you a couple names I traded today. The name from yesterday is the name I traded yesterday, and it works well. Remember, statistically, it works best with Newsbeat live names. I know I say that because it's funny when people are like, "Why do you say it works well with Newsbeat live names?" Because I take all the Newsbeat live names I have done over the past year, and I apply this methodology on a back test, and then I apply it to all the other news names out there in non-news names, and the percentage drops drastically. So when I tell you it works best on the Newsbeat live names, I'm not telling you that to pitch you. I'm telling you that because it's a statistical, empirical data fact that it just simply works better. So I will still show you ways to help do it on your side with news, but it does work best on these names. Not a coincidence. All right, so yesterday, January 14th, pre-market, I said I'm watching WDC downgrade. It's a name that we all did very well on. So I was looking to short WDC. If it says downgrade, I short, upgrade, I long. Very simple, right? So WDC had a downgrade. So what we did here
but she can only manage
So
to.
what we actually did here on WDC is we did a one and done strategy where it's the first strategy we do where you just short it after the first 1 minute bar breaks, especially if you get a red bar early. Just going to move this face a mother could love over here. And you see right over here, as soon as this 1 minute bar broke, the stock imploded upon itself. It just crapped down. And we caught this move. And it was a really good play. And, a lot of people made five figures. I did mid to low four figures on this one. And it was a really good idea. So, what I was thinking of, and I'm going to ask the members of the room because those are the only members' answers I could read, and you tell me on YouTube and Facebook so I can interact with you as well. Let me ask you this. How many people, after the news name comes out and after the one and done is over, would love to make a second or third trade potentially in that same name? I know I do. I know I do. A consistent one, not just a trade, one that works 7 out of 10 times or better. Now, based on the empirical data for 2019, this strategy works 100% of the time. Now, I know that's BS because no strategy really works 100% of the time. Like I said, it's in beta because I have a low sample size. I'm going to run a back test for the entire year. By year, I mean 2018, not this year. I already ran it for this whole year already. It doesn't really give you much data. So far, this strategy works 100% of the time for this year. I know it doesn't work 100% of the time. I am very convinced it works 7 out of 10, but I'm going to back test it on 2018 and I will let you know. That's what I mean by it's in its beta stages, but I thought I would share this with you. Okay, so we do the one and done. Now let's say we're sitting around waiting for the next trade, right? So what do we do? I'm just going to delete these trend lines. I just want to make it easy for you to see. So I only pulled this up. I even removed the volume. I just want to make it very easy for you to see this here. I'm going to move this mug over here. All right, so here the yellow line is the exponential 8. The blue line is the exponential 21. Again, you could pull up these things for free on freestockcharts.com. So let's say, all right, if the news is, all right, so we already took a Newsbeat name, or we already put up a 5 minute chart. Let's make sure we do that. All right, so here's a 5 minute chart. We have the exponential 8 and 21. All right, so on the 5 minute chart, here's this next step. On the 5 minute chart, in the beginning of the day, the 8 EMA is below the 21 EMA. So on the 5 minute chart see, I'm fixing myself as I go. Is the 5 minute chart in the beginning of the day below the 21 EMA? The answer is yes. You could see right there, the yellow line is below the blue line on the first 5 minute candle. So the first 5 minute candle's exponential 8 is $39.39 all the way up here. And the exponential 21, the blue line above it, is at $39.81. And it tells you there in that little bubble you see in the top left corner. Fair enough. Okay. So what do you do now? Now the next step is, after we got that, very simple. The 8 EMA goes above the 21 EMA. That's it. Okay. All right, it happens right over here. The yellow line goes above the blue. You guys see that? Very simple. All right, so now that happened. Now what do we do, Mark? Now the 8 EMA goes below the 21 EMA. Okay. Let's see when that happens. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Bang, right here. This is the first bar right over here that the 5 minute goes below Actually, ironically, was the next day that it happened, and it still worked. How funny is that? So it pulls down below the 21 EMA, and then what happens? What do you do next? You go short, and you reverse this to the long side. They on the long side, the ADMA would have to start off above the 21 EMA, pull below it, go back above it, and then you go long. That's the only difference. So you see right here, it's not like it was the best trade in the world. You know, you could have opened up short at any point of this bar, but it basically went from the bar closed here at 37.58 and it dropped down within 40 minutes to 36.96. Again, it wasn't the biggest trade for the next day. Generally, I like to do it on the same days. This was just a random example, but you could see an example of it working here today. We were watching PCG short today. We were watching PCG short. All right. So the name had negative news. They're supposedly um, filing bankruptcy. It wasn't an official Newsbeat name, so the conviction was lowered, but I just want to show it to you just for the sakes of the trade and for the sakes of a name that was on our radar. So you start the day off here on PCG. The 8 is below the 21, right? Wait for it. All right, right over here. That yellow line right over here. For the first time between 11:15 and 11:20 gets above it. You wait again. You wait again. The 80 right over here, the ADMA is at the 21 EMA. It's 682, but right over here, for the first time, it was below it. As the yellow line right here, for the first time, was below the blue line, and the stock closed at 676. At that point, if you just held, your stock would have gone from at the close of this bar. Once this bar closes, is where you enter. You don't have to wait for the break of a bar. Okay, so the bar closed at 676. I'm not saying you have to wait for the short through the bottom of the bar, which again would have worked, but it's you don't have to do that. So guess what? Now that it pulled below, the bar closes, you open up short. I'm assuming you got 676 and the stock in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes drops to 642. From 676 to 642. A 34-cent move in a $6 stock. Look, I'm not saying that that is the biggest move on the planet, but what I am saying is it is consistent. It is consistent. And that is one of the key takeaways of the entire strategy. Another name we were watching, JP Morgan and Citigroup today. JP Morgan had earnings. The earnings, they gapped it down. Look what happened right here. You went you opened up below, the 8's below the 21. The negative news was the earnings. Right over here, the 8 starts for the first time. Right here is the first time that the 8 is above the 21 on the closing bar. So now you have to wait for it to go below. JP Morgan shoots up. Maybe some of you want to long it there. I don't know. I haven't figured out those odds. Wait for the 8 to go below the 21. This is the first bar close right over here where it happened. Again, it's 2 o'clock. Maybe not the sexiest time in the world to take a trade in this environment, but JP Morgan closed at 101.31, and in a matter of half an hour went to $100.86, so it dropped about 50 cents in half an hour. Again, I'm not saying that it was the sexiest move on the planet. I'm not saying it was the sexiest move on the planet. But it is an effective way to make money. Now, this is an algorithmic strategy. What does that mean? It means it doesn't just work with my Newsbeat names consistently, it works with the entire stock market consistently. That is the beauty about showing consistency. You don't believe me that it works with non-news names as well? Well, even if you do believe me, let me show you. Here are your triple Qs today, and I'll show you the spiders as well. I'm just using this as an example. Haven't looked at the spiders yet. I'm sure it's the same. 8 opens up 3 cents. After this 5-minute bar closes, the 8 is the yellow line is above the blue line. It's 3 cents higher. If you could see that in the top left, 159.67 versus 159.64. So the Qs are bullish. We gap up, bullish, right? You can only go long this formation. You ignore it. You miss this entire run up early. Woe is me. 8 moving average goes below right over here for the first time. You hesitate, you wait. Comes all the way back, right over here, where the Qs closed at 162.13, 3:30 between 3:25 and actually no, the bar closed so 3:30 p.m. exactly to the second. The exponential 8 came back above for the first time. You buy the triple Qs at 162.13. At 4 o'clock, the Qs ran all the way to 162.45. Look at any name you are watching between 3:30 and 4 o'clock today. Tell me how much money you could have made. So, and Kathy says use this strategy all the time. That's great. We need to start utilizing it more on a mass scale, mass production, if you will. Spiders. Again, I haven't looked at the spider. I was using the Qs. All right, so the screwed up part about the spiders is the 21 was actually above the exponential 8. So you would actually ignore the spiders, despite the fact that it would have worked if you were buying it here towards the end of the day. It would have actually worked, but you would ignore it because you have to follow the rules to the T. That is the rule. On the 5-minute chart at the beginning of the day, the ADMA is above if you're bullish, below if you're bearish. So on positive news, you would be above. So this 5-minute strategy, I'm going to start implementing in real time tomorrow. If you're part of the Newsbeat live room, I think there's a $49 special. I don't have a link in my description, but whatever, don't sign up today if you don't want, or sign up tomorrow, or you could actually call T3. I'm sure they would honor that for you. Um, with that being said, we're going to start exercising and utilizing this strategy tomorrow, especially when the market tends to slow down a bit. So we're going to be able to really put this thing to the test. And it's not going to be about 1 or 2 trades. It's going to be about 50 trades, 100 trades, and trying it with a larger sample size, looking for later day moves. Again, I wanted to welcome Colton aboard. We're going to, these algo levels that we're about to share with you, the algo levels that we share with you. Imagine as the levels are hitting, you get it tweeted out to your cell phone almost as a text message in real time. Imagine you're in the room and you see something flashing on the screen saying it's there, and then your phone goes off at the same time. We are going to be bringing you a lot more value. I'm looking forward to serving you guys to the next level and constantly bringing you new strategies, new ideas, new ways of delivering this content for you. So we're going to continue doing that. But if you want to write down the algo levels for tomorrow, here they are. Take a screenshot with your phone. Hit print screen if you're using a PC. I don't know what button you would have to press on your Macintosh computer. If you're watching this on your phone, you have an Apple phone. Hit the home button and the button on the right side of your phone at the same time, and it takes a screenshot of your phone. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't tattoo it on anybody's face, including your own. These levels change every day. These levels don't always hit, but when they do, they present a very interesting risk reward to go long on support and short on resistance. No Forex names tonight. I admit no Forex names tonight, but there is a game plan name that I am watching, and that of course is VHC. That's VernetX. I think it was a judge ruled that VHC didn't have to they weren't going to drop Apple's rejection to the settlement. So, meaning that Apple's going to have to dish out money to VHC. Stock obviously had an explosive move today. I'm looking for a simple follow through from $6.44. You could see just hit actually 650 after hours. Maybe VHC gets some legs there to the upside. So tell me, what did you really think about this strategy? Go back, look at your charts at the names you traded today. I think this is the key. Look at the names you traded and tell me if this strategy worked on the names you traded. Tell me if they didn't work on the names you traded. And let's just continue to try to help each other evolve as traders as we continue to bring new strategies. There's a reason why statistical analysis swear that the Newsbeat live room is the largest, fastest growing trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.